Welcome to We Wine Whenever. Grab your glass and join 3 Jersey Shore housewives, Wendy, Kelly, and Lori, as they dive into everything from Bravo drama to life's everyday chaos. It's unfiltered, it's hilarious, and it's the real talk you've been waiting for, from relationship to pop culture. We drink wine whenever, and we hope you do too. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star review. Cheers! Hi, welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
I'm Cousin Gina.
We are talking about McBee Dynasty Season 2, Episode number 10, the season finale called Wedding Bells and Jail Cells. That's a perfect title.
I meant to ask you ladies, did season 1 also only have 10 episodes? I would imagine, right?
Yes.
One day I'll go back and watch the first
It's
season.
a good watch. It's a good watch.
You know what? I really don't like their father, so I'm hesitant to go back and watch season 1 because I know he's in it a lot, right?
He's in it a lot.
But you need to see him. You need to see him in action, like to really get the context. Yeah.
Okay. I'll do it.
We start out with the men. Well, we didn't start out, but this is my first note. So they're getting ready for the wedding. It's wedding day, and the men show up. The ladies are, they're getting ready. And the men, the first thing they do is they shotgun beers, and the ladies are drinking mimosas. I mean, I think that's totally appropriate, right?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know it.
Cole?
Yeah.
Cole shotgunning beers might not be the best decision early in the morning, but whatever. Maybe if he paces himself.
Wasn't early in the morning. So they went golfing that day. The day of the wedding, the boys went golfing. And I did notice because I listened to the podcast, I think, before I watched the episode. And they had said that they went golfing in the morning because they talked about being on time and they were a couple minutes late. So, and I did notice they had some golf shirts on. So that, it wasn't early.
Okay,
so
good.
That's
so
fine.
He wasn't shotgunning first thing in the morning.
No. Casey said I think she said to Steven Jr., why is it I get stuck sitting next to your dad? And he said to keep him from saying stupid shit.
It was only at the ceremony, right? That wasn't at the reception.
Why wasn't she a bridesmaid?
It didn't say. They didn't say. I'm sure she's
they're close. They were living together.
It was probably because she was so pregnant. I mean, who the hell wants to put a bridesmaid's dress on?
Yeah, I don't know what her due date was, but I know the wedding was like to the end of October.
Yeah, it was mid-October.
That could be.
That's what I'm thinking. Because they are very close, Alli and Casey. They seem very close.
And Alli and Jesse were living with them. Or one of them was living with the other one, waiting. Maybe it was Cole.
Cole and Casey are living in the basement of Alli and Jesse's house. And as of the last podcast, they're still there, I think.
Oh, while they're building their house?
Yes, they're still in the basement.
Going to be a spectacular house.
Yes, they're still in the basement.
Yeah, that house is going to be beautiful.
It must be a nice basement, though.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, they have 2 houses. They've got the city house and the farmhouse.
The other thing interesting, so on the last episode, when Jesse and Alli were talking about where we're going to live, Allie's like, I guess I'm moving to the farm. But it turns out, I heard on the podcast, it's not actually, he's spending more time in the city because his mom's in the city and her mom's in the city and all the babysitters and the helpers are in the city. So they're spending more time in the city. Now that
So he's just commuting to work every day to the farm.
Yeah.
That's an hour and a half.
And the only thing that sucks is that obviously you work on a farm, you have to be there early. It's not a 9 to 5.
No. Because remember he got called, one of the brothers got called in and it was like, it's going to take me an hour and a half to get there.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is, right? You got to do what you got to do. Cole and Jake are not allowed to have the mic at the wedding. They've been told that they are not allowed to speak. So they give their little cheers and best wishes.
That was funny.
I love that.
That is so funny. I didn't even catch that they said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't want them to make speeches.
Cole said it.
Yeah.
Steven Jr. says that Cal is coming to the wedding and he's excited.
He said love is in the air and maybe it's a last-ditch effort for them to get back together.
Not so much.
And what was that bolo tie thing? Like maybe.
My gosh.
I didn't get that. What do you say?
Well,
I guess
they use that when they're being intimate with each other.
I'm sorry, but a bolo tie doesn't turn me on.
I was watching Hunting Wives last night, which we have to talk about that.
Couldn't get through it. It's a hard show to watch when your brother's in the other room.
I can only imagine,
No,
and
I couldn't.
I don't want to take away from this show, so I'll just say this real quick. I struggled getting through the first 3 episodes, but after the 4th episode, I was so locked in. I was up until after 1 a.m. last night finishing it. I finished it last night. I watched 5 episodes last night after dinner. I was so locked in.
I'll have to talk to you about it later.
But you struggled to get through the first 3 episodes. But all I could think about, the one husband was wearing a bolo tie, and all I could think about was what Stephen Jr. said to
About the bolo tie. That's so funny.
Yeah.
And then we see Mackie, the security guard, and Stephen Jr. showing him pictures of Masha and Galyna and letting him know which Russians allowed and which Russians not. And they are both blonde and they both have blue eyes. I mean, and in a picture, you can't tell that Galyna is so much bigger than
They
Masha.
don't look anything alike.
They don't look anything alike.
They don't, but, you know, those 2 big features.
And Galyna has probably 6-7 inches on
I
Masha.
said, yeah, she's a lot
that's
taller.
what he's saying.
Yeah,
She's in the picture. You can't tell unless they're standing next to each other.
Right.
But what was funny was when Stephen Jr. was like, "Do you have mace on? What do you say, mace or a taser? Do you?" And the guy was like, "Oh, damn, really?" And he's like, "Yeah, really." Yes, really. Or some kind of backup.
Yeah. So Steve Sr. is there, and Christy says that she has not seen him since she filed for divorce, which
I was shocked because that's 2 years, 2+ years.
Well, no, because they got divorced in 21, I said, remember?
I think she filed in 21.
Okay, so she filed in 21. So still, that's...
I think she said, yeah, right?
That's
I thought
3
it was
years.
like almost 5 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Let's just say
That's
that.
a long time.
It's been a long time that she has not seen him. And she says that, you know, she doesn't want to go back to that place, you know, mentally. And I would imagine that, you know, that's where your head's going to go. But she's an adult and, you know, she was totally fine.
But that really surprises me. I know she doesn't live near the farm. I don't know. It just...
I know.
Four
How's it
kids and
gone
not
this
seeing
long?
each other.
You have 4
Yeah.
sons. How have you not seen him in this long?
Yeah, it just doesn't...
The boys come to her,
Yeah.
right? I mean, she doesn't need to go there. She's had her life in the city for how long? I mean, she wasn't living there when they were separated before they got divorced. So
she was living in the city prior to them separating?
Most of their marriage, she was living in the city because that's where her work was. And that's why the younger son is not so involved in the farm, because he was with her and the older 3 were with Steve
I mean,
Sr.
it's hard to sustain a marriage that way. And if you have a husband with a wandering eye.
I'm not sure about the youngest son, but all 3 of those boys went to college too. So they were probably all off at college at the same time. Because they are close in age.
It seems like they're very, well, we said Stephen Jr.'s 30, Jesse's 28, and Cole's probably right underneath there.
Yeah, I think they're each 2 years apart. I think they're like, you know, right in there. Cole had said, and he's talked about this on the podcast. So Cole played football in Gallatin. So there was a time where it was just him at the farmhouse, because that's where the high school was, and he was the big football star. He was the high school football star.
They referenced that a lot.
Yeah, so his mom was in Kansas City, and Stephen Jr. was probably off in college.
And
Jesse was at so he was at the farmhouse by himself basically in high school. And I mean, I guess Tessa was around kind of looking after him, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess his father was there, but his father wasn't there.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they had to be out of high school.
What do you mean?
I'm saying
when he was in high school is when his mother was living in the city, and he wanted to go to
that
school.
Was before the divorce. Yeah.
Right. He wanted to go to school in Gallatin because of the football team. He was a very good football player, and that's where he wanted to play football. So that's where he went to high school. Whereas I don't think his younger brother, didn't go to high school there. He went to school in, I guess, Kansas City or wherever he was.
Right. I loved when they were making fun of him for fighting the mountain. They're like,
yeah,
you were fighting a mountain.
And crying, and him crying.
He's like, I didn't get that emotional. They're like,
I think Cole is so endearing. Like, he's just like, he's kind of a mess, but in a sweet way. Like, his heart is in the right place.
He's definitely got a good heart.
And he's got his father in him.
Than he acts. He acts I always think he's older than he really is.
I think
Yeah.
he's got the impulsive his father impulsive, like, bad boy kinda thing,
Mhm.
but his heart is pure like his mother's. Do you know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
I don't know, I like him. So then we see, which I love this, Allie's mom and dad walked her down the aisle. I wanted to ask you, did my mom and dad walk me down the aisle?
Well, my mom, no, just my dad walked me down the aisle.
How about you, Gina?
There was no aisle.
Okay.
We got married we got
No aisle.
married in the mayor's office.
Okay, no
We
aisle.
we were yeah, it was almost an elopement, but it lasted a long time.
That sure did. It sure did.
Yeah,
Yeah, I never even thought to have my mom do that with my dad.
yeah, I just was like, you know what? My mother was just as she's giving me away too. Like you're both walking me down. And I love to see that Allie did the same thing. Cause you don't
Yeah.
really see that. You know, it's
No,
not
you
like
don't.
it's not the common thing.
Well, it wasn't done at all when I got married and
No,
my friends.
no.
You would never think of having your mother walk you down the aisle. If your
Right.
father could have walked you down the aisle, your brother or an uncle did.
Right. Right.
I'll tell you what I do like is a mother-daughter dance.
Well, that's nice
You don't see
too.
And I already have my song picked out if I'm allowed to do this.
Okay, good. I'm sure you'll be allowed to do it.
We'll see. Tess throws you off sometimes. She's very, easy going, easy breezy, but sometimes all of a sudden she's like conservative.
Okay.
That's all
Guess
right. Her
you'll have to wait
choice,
and
her
see.
wedding, her choice.
There you go.
But I got it locked and loaded if I'm allowed. I got the song
Well,
locked and loaded.
if you're gonna pay for it,
Good point. Good point.
listen, we taught you the Italian guilt when you were in the womb.
That's right. It runs deep. It runs deep.
Jesse's face lights up when he sees her walking down the aisle and he doesn't cry. They all thought he was going to cry. Even Allie commented that he didn't cry. But you could see
Yeah.
like he was so happy.
He was.
Especially now he knew she was pregnant, so it's even more like
Yeah.
I love the flashbacks of them when they were younger.
Yep, I put that too. I love those pictures. You could see their progression and like they're so sweet. 12
How much
years.
younger is he than her? Because she said he was younger than her.
She did say she was a cougar, but I mean, I'm thinking like 1 or 2 years, right?
She said she
Probably.
waited until he was old enough to drive.
Yeah.
Probably a year or two. It's not a big difference, right?
Yeah.
But I was thinking about this. So Allie's been in the family since Christy and Steve Sr. were still married. Like she
Right,
saw
and that's
them
what
as a married couple.
Mhm.
that's what Christy was saying to the boys about or to Jesse about the prenup. We've known her or maybe to Steve,
Yeah.
Steve Jr. We've known her family forever,
Mhm.
and listen, I'm so
She's been
glad they
through
didn't
it
do the
with them.
prenup. Yeah.
Yeah. Tess is there, and I love how she calls him pretty boy and how she's so proud of him.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting too. I do think that for some reason Casey is close to Steve Sr. of every like closer than Allie is. And it could be because of Cole that she's close because he's carrying out her pink bag and Christy's like, he didn't even so much as carry a diaper bag for me. And he's carrying your pink bag. And she was seated next to him to keep him under control. Like I feel like she is like the female influence for Steve Sr. What are your thoughts?
Well, and not only that, when they were bringing Masha and Galyna together to try to get them to talk, like it was up to Cole and Casey to bring Masha, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like I was surprised, and somebody said, like, well, you're the closest one to her. And I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, because I think she's close to Steve Sr.
Yeah, that must
Right?
be it.
And I did.
I don't know. I don't think anybody's close to Steve Sr.
Right. As
I
close
really
as you can
don't.
be.
Yeah,
As close
I
as
don't
you can
think
be.
anybody has a good relationship with him. Maybe Steve Jr., but he's just
The boys are close with him. I mean, I think that listen, even though he did what he did to their mother, I think the boys still respect him. I think that they're still close to him. I do. And Steven Sr. said to Cole when because he didn't really want the boys to get married. He didn't want them, especially Steven Jr. And it could have been a Calla thing, but he said to Cole, treat her like you treat your mom. To Casey, meaning, to treat Casey like you treat your mom. So, I think that those boys They know who he is. He's still their
Right. He
father.
couldn't say, treat your mother like I treated her.
No.
No.
That was
you said-
probably the only thing he could say.
right.
They do still respect him, though, their father, which
Yeah.
is
Well,
pretty
he
amazing.
still owns everything. I don't know if he still owns everything now, but he did up until this whole, lawsuit or this legal issue that
Like a Southern and Midwestern thing, though.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think.
Guys are just cut different around here, I think.
Yes.
That's just my
Yeah.
personal opinion. Don't come for me. But I grew
So-
up in Jersey, and I don't see that a lot.
Well, Jersey's different, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we do it different here in Jersey.
We
If
have our own
Steve
way of
Sr.
life.
were a father around here where we grew up,
He would have had some black eyes.
those boys wouldn't be so, respectful.
Christy's
I don't know.
brothers would
I
have
don't know.
taken care of him.
Yeah, for sure.
So Calla decides she's not going to the wedding, but doesn't feel the need to tell Stephen Jr.
But doesn't tell Stephen Jr.
Something happened. Something happened. I'll bet you it had to do with money. Like maybe Bravo was supposed to send her a check, or you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I agree with you.
I think that something completely different, like with her and Bravo or her and somebody else, because there's no reason she didn't contact Steve Jr. until after the wedding. Like that. That was just
It's interesting. I don't think so. I got the impression that she needed to do this. This needed to be her stand, and her standing him up at the wedding was her way of saying, I'm done with this roller coaster ride, and to do it so that he couldn't take her back, like to make him.
But let's forget Steve. What about the wedding part? As women,
Right.
we have a lot of respect for brides because we know they pay per head.
Well, we do have a lot of respect for brides, but I did also hear on the podcast that, and I'm sure she's privy to this, Stephen Sr., the day or like 3 days before the wedding, wanted to add 13 people to the guest list. And
They
he's
were
like,
workers from the farm, right?
no, I don't know that they were. I don't know that they were. And his response was, I'll pay for it. Whatever it costs, I'll take care of it. Like he does things his own way. And I know that she was a part, because she was with Stephen Jr., she knows who he is. So in her mind, one person, he's going to fill that spot 10 times over. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I agree. Like,
It's
I
still
think something
rude.
happened too, because I agree. Like,
They all
listen,
knew
this
she
is a
wasn't gonna
reality
go.
TV show, but they are clearly a solid family. And
Mhm.
I text you guys this week, and because I watched the back episodes, so I watched all of season 2 now. I got the impression with Calla that okay, she went on a reality TV show to find a millionaire. God bless. But I really think that she wanted to be part of this family. I don't think she grew up because she makes reference to her father going to jail, her brother going to jail. We know her sister's deceased. I don't think she grew up in a family like the McBees. And I think once she got a little taste of it, she liked it and wanted to be part of it. And she and Stephen Jr. are bad for each other. I don't think one is any more responsible for the breakdown of that relationship than the other one. I think they're both
think-
equally responsible. Because I
I
think
don't
he's
think
a
Calla
player.
did. Yeah, but I don't think Calla did anything to endear herself to anybody in that family. If you want to be
You
a
have to
part of
watch
that
season
family,
1 still.
yeah, if you want to be a part of that family, you're going to, weave yourself into things, find common ground. You've got
Well,
two.
Christy does say she's tried with her. She's tried to get close to her, and it doesn't work. But maybe Calla's just not.
Christy tried to get close to Calla. Calla
Yes,
didn't try
but
to get
maybe
close to
Calla,
Christy.
because of how she grew up, just isn't able to. I don't know. Maybe I'm making
Look at the way
excuses for
Calla
her.
dresses. Okay, yes, you're on a reality show, but just look at the way she dresses. Like you're hanging out with um Allie and Casey, and they have jeans and a t-shirt on, and you're all duded up. It's just I don't
I
think she
think that's
tried.
just her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then bragging
listen,
like,
she's got
"Oh,
a
Steven gives me
smoking body.
10,000." Yeah, but saying things like, "Oh, Steven gives me $10,000." That was last season, I believe. You didn't
It
see
was
that.
last season, but they flashed
Yeah.
back because I saw it.
Yeah, I think she was pretty rude to a lot of people.
And then she put out on her social media that he never gave her money, but she's
Well,
on
no.
camera saying it.
Well, no,
No.
that's not what. No, she said she was trying to clarify that she's paying her own rent now, is what she was saying, and that she's paying the car payments now, and that she's paid Christy back. But we don't, they're her receipts. They are her receipts. And according to Stephen Jr. on his last podcast, they do not speak at all. But when this finished filming at the very end, it said that they still text every week. And that was just in October. So I think what happened is she started seeing, what actually was going on. And, that's when that whole thing broke
Yeah,
down.
I mean, just the way he was acting when they went to Nashville. Like, and then when the wedding comes, he's like, oh, love is in the air. Maybe we'll get back together. Like, you clearly don't want to be with this woman. You clearly want to fool around. And that's okay. But don't then try to make her look like the bad guy.
I don't think he's that good looking.
I do. I think he's good
I think
looking.
he's good looking, but I think he's the most arrogant out of the three of them. Or four of them.
I think Casey's the cutest.
Well,
Oh, I'm a Jesse fan myself.
you mean
Not Casey,
Jesse.
not Casey.
Jesse. You mean Jesse.
Jesse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say Casey because he looks just like Casey from Yellowstone.
So
You said that.
Stephen Jr. is the oldest, so he's got that in him. That's who he is. He's got to be the leader of the pack. He's got to be the alpha male. I mean, that's who he is. That's who he was born to be.
But even just the way he talks about women, though, and going out and meeting women and bringing them back to the house, and I don't
It's
know,
Stephen's
he's
senior
arrogant. He's
son.
definitely
Yeah.
arrogant.
Well, I'm
He's
not saying
definitely
he's
his
not.
father's son.
Yeah, I'm not saying
He's his
that
father's
he's not.
son.
I mean, you didn't. So in season 1, when they go out, and I think it was even Nashville, Cole is like, what did he say? He said something about like everyone's always going after Jesse because Jesse's the pretty boy. He's like, like I'm just, like they're not coming for me. And
I mean, he's not good looking. He's
he's
not ugly, but he's an average looking person.
yeah, I would say that. I would say he's average. And that's okay. Average is okay. All right. So the next thing we see is that Stephen Jr. realizes that Galyna didn't show up and he calls her and it goes straight to her voicemail. He knows something's wrong because he knew how important this was for her to be invited to this. And if she's not there, there's something going on.
Yeah, there's a reason she's not there.
So he calls Irina, her daughter, and Irina's crying. And she's like, he's like, what's going on? She's like, well, she was in a car accident. And he's like, is she okay? She says, I don't know. She's close by because he was able to track her phone. That's how she knew where she was.
She was only a mile from the venue.
She was only a mile from the venue. And then we see some body cam footage and, Stephen Sr. gets wind of what's going on. They send a producer over there to go see what's going on.
I thought that was a little weird that they sent a producer and one of them didn't go. I
They're at the
know it's
wedding.
Jesse's wedding. I know they
No.
have to take pictures, but can you send like Tessa
No.
or somebody?
No.
Somebody who doesn't have to be in pictures?
No, because it's not the first time Galyna's done something like this.
Well,
Okay.
so
I mean, not just a car accident, but smashing up houses and cars.
Right,
No,
right,
that
right,
was
right.
that was Jesse and Alli's wedding. They all needed to be there.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so, Irina is obviously upset. The officer asks for a blood test.
Well, they
They
asked
said-
for a breathalyzer and she refused.
Yeah.
So they
Did they
said-
say breathalyzer?
They asked her to do a test and she said no because I'm not
She
drinking.
wouldn't do the
And they
field
said,
sobriety test.
No, she
You know-
failed. She failed the field sobriety test.
I thought
Okay,
she
but they
refused
did
it.
say to her that you're going to get blood tests done, and she
They
said
said
yes.
we're gonna take you down and get a court order for a blood draw because she said I'm not having any testing. But she did say that she was having a nervous breakdown when the police officer was talking to her. She's like, I'm having a nervous breakdown. And she looked visibly shaken. I didn't think from seeing what I saw of I didn't think the car looked that bad. But according to Stephen Jr., it was totaled. She totaled the car. I mean, did you think it looked that bad when they were?
Sometimes you can't tell because it's like on the
Yeah,
inside,
that could be. And then once those airbags go off. But I mean, she was totally fine. She was, totally
She
fine.
was lucky to walk away. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
She never went to a hospital or a doctor. She went right to jail.
Well,
Yeah,
they-
she
they
could have had
took-
internal bleeding, God forbid.
Yeah. Went to jail. And then once the blood test came back, which must have been pretty quick, I guess, then she went home. But listen, and they talk about this. Galyna she's a strong person. She's been through a lot in her life, right? We don't really get to see that on this show. We see the havoc that she's causing the family because of her emotions, and her emotions are getting the better of her. But I think if we met Galyna prior to this breakup of her and Steven, we would have had a whole different impression of this person.
I totally agree.
And I think now, from listening to her, I've heard her in many interviews, actually. I've heard Steven, I've heard Christy talk about her. She is in such a better place, like mentally
Now.
now. Oh,
It's wild to hear her. I don't want to say play the victim. I don't think that's in her to play the victim. But to have these feelings as she has against Masha when she did the same fucking thing and he was married.
Actually,
She wasn't
what
even
she
married
did,
to this guy.
yeah, what Galyna did was worse than what Masha did because there was a
Absolutely. He
marriage
was
there.
married.
Yeah. There was a
And for
marriage
her
and
to
4
have these
kids.
feelings, it's like, what did you think was going to happen?
And it's not like that happened 20 years ago. That happened, what, 5, 6 years ago?
Yeah.
he portrayed himself as not married. When she first met him and they were
Okay,
first
but at some
together,
point she knew he was married. When she
but
started working on the farm, she knew he was married.
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe she didn't know when she met him and started dating him, but
but
at some point she knew he
when
was married.
she found out, she was already in love with him. And
Okay, but you still
they were
say,
separate, but
I
they were
can't be
separate.
with you. You're married.
Were they separated? Was Christy and Steve separated?
They were
Not
separated
when
in
they
the
met.
when the
No.
fact they were
No.
separated in space, in physical space, in that they weren't together.
But
They
that
were
was
only
their whole
separated
marriage.
because
That
she
was
was
their
working.
arrangement.
Yeah.
But
That
she
wasn't
didn't know that, is what I'm saying. She didn't know that. Galyna did not know that. So
But at
then
some point she had to know.
I'm not.
because
Oh yeah,
Maybe
she
not in the
definitely.
Christy
beginning.
showed the text about her texting her about cleaning her house. And that's
Exactly.
when she was still with her husband. And she
Right.
wasn't
So
going
why
down
would
to
you
Kansas
ask a
City to
woman,
clean a
can I come
house.
clean your house? If you're
Yeah.
sleeping with her husband and you didn't think that they were together, you wouldn't be asking her if you could clean her house.
Right. But they were so together.
So I
Yeah.
don't know if you heard the whole backstory of her actual education and where she learned everything. Did you hear that, where Galyna came from? She got her degree in the former Soviet Union. That's where she, was educated. And then she got married. She came over on the fiance visa. They were in Florida. That's the father of Irina. They moved to Missouri, Kansas City area, I believe, or
For his
Gallatin,
job,
somewhere
right?
for his job. Then they wound up
Yeah.
getting separated. She was a single mom. And so she had her degree, and her degree was in
It wasn't finance. I was
it was
surprised.
operations. It was operations. Her degree was in operations. And she started working for, why can't I remember the name of the company?
Was it a fast food company where she was
Yeah.
opening up all of these
She
businesses?
was opening up all these, and it's one that's not a franchise. It's all company run stores, and I cannot think of the name of it. So she helped them open up all these stores and learned how to do that. So she really did learn the ropes of business by doing it. Like, she was thrown into the fire, and like, it's not like she came in and, like, it was never explained to us in the show. And I think that's part of the problem. I think the viewers don't know. They don't know who Galyna is and where she came from, because we only know what we saw that they showed us. And again, we only had 2 seasons, 20 episodes. There's a lot of history there that we don't know. I'm not
We
saying
get a lot
Galyna's
of our information from the McBee podcast.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
Galyna was interviewed, Christy was interviewed, and she also did clean the McBee's house, though. Even though she had this really good job, she said she always had a side business
Yep,
of cleaning houses.
Steven Jr. said that too. She's the one who did that side hustle business because she needed to be making more money, because she was sending her daughter off to school and paying for, her daughter was a dancer. She was paying for gymnastics.
Isn't her daughter going to law school?
Now she is, but back when she was younger, she was paying for something for her daughter. I can't remember what it was.
Well, if it's dance lessons, those dance
I wanna
lessons are crazy money.
It was something like that. It was something like that she was paying for. So, I just think that She gets a really bad rep if you just watch the show and you don't
Well,
know.
yeah, because you're only seeing a scorned woman
Right.
in the show. And
Right.
clearly she's well educated. She's a hustler because she always had a side hustle. She
Right.
raised her daughter. I hope that Arena's father's in the picture, but whether he is or not, Galyna obviously raised her. So yeah, she's
Right.
a good woman, but yeah,
She's a
on
good
the show
mother.
you're seeing a
She's a good
scorned
mother.
chicken killer is what you're
Yeah.
seeing.
So yeah, chicken killer and
bashing chicken killer.
vandalizer.
I wouldn't have her anywhere near a set of golf clubs.
She's a major vandalizer. But the thing with
That's
Masha
fucked
is
up.
Masha was her friend. It's not like she was friends with Christy. Masha was her friend. They did not know Masha from a bag of potatoes.
She knew Christy or
Where
not.
did Masha come from? Like, did Galyna bring her over from Russia?
Yes.
Like,
No.
No.
They met in the community.
Yes, and they were both from the former Soviet Union, and they became friends. They were very close, and Galyna wanted somebody that she could talk to and have a relationship with and have some camaraderie with, and who knew where she came from. So she did consider her a friend.
Masha, she was trying to help Masha, like get her to meet people.
Yes,
You know?
yes. I mean, I do think that Masha is listen.
Do you see this unfold in the first season, or had it already happened by the time the first season?
It happened between the seasons. Steve was
Wait, so
cheating
the
on
first
Galyna
season
with
is
somebody.
Galyna with Steven Sr.?
No, he was cheating on her with somebody else.
He was cheating on her, but they were together. I mean, she was living in his house. First
Was
season.
it the chick with the dark hair that Steven Jr. went and had lunch with?
Brooke?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, but what happened
She was one of many, though.
Yeah. In season 1, they were living together for a while, but she had her own house.
She had her own house, but Steven asked her to move in. And that's what, he asked her to move in. And then she had all of her stuff in storage. And I don't know the exact story, but she did allude to it that, then all of a sudden, he just moved her out, like, kind of in the middle of the night. Like, just moved all of her stuff out in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Kind of
that's
thing.
what she
And
said.
yeah. And then all of a sudden, now Masha's there. Yeah, I would be pissed too. I mean, the
But
way
when they
she
left
goes
the
about
last
it.
season, he wasn't living with anyone. Yeah.
But how can you not think that this man is capable of doing that after how you met and started together?
That's how your relationship began. That's how it's going to end.
She was leading with her heart, not her head. I think she's now learned. I don't think she'll do that again. I don't.
No, but
I really don't.
they did say she's dating, right? And she's in a much better place.
Yes.
It ended where they said she was
with
dating,
her,
I think. Right?
Yes.
She's got up and down, up and down.
Yeah, I mean,
I definitely think she can use some therapy and maybe some mood stabilizer, maybe some anger management. Just saying.
Bravo has not picked the show up for a
anger
second
management for sure.
She needs, I don't think anger management would help her, Wendy. I think she needs serious drugs.
I try
Just
not to
smoke a little
diagnose.
weed, Galyna. I'm sure she smokes weed.
She needs a lot of weed. She needs.
All right, let's
You don't see Gina killing any chickens, do you?
There you
I
go.
don't kill a chicken. I don't beat up cars. I'm 69 years old. I can do whatever I want.
There you go. No one's telling Cousin Gina what to do.
That's right.
All right, enough with Galyna. I'm tired of her. Let's go back to Jesse and Alli's wedding. They come out and they do the first dance. I didn't see the box step. Did you see it? I didn't see the box step, but that's okay. They look like they looked wonderful. I love that their wedding cake was a Bundt cake. I thought that was so farm chic.
That was
right?
cute.
So
but what
cute.
about the archway? I want to talk about that.
The octagon?
What was that? What was that?
It was an octagon. What do you mean?
Yeah,
what
but
was it?
why?
What'd they
They
call
weren't
it?
standing under it.
What were they calling it last week when he was building it?
They were calling it an arch. Arbor.
It wasn't
Arbor.
an arbor.
Arbor.
The arbor.
They were calling it an arbor, but it was an octagon.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was just
didn't get that.
I think it was a visual aesthetic. I liked the octagon. I liked how the flowers. I liked everything about
it
the
was
visuals.
all connected, so maybe that's like unity, like the union of the two of them being together, maybe because it's all the octagon's all connected.
What a
Maybe.
beautiful wedding venue that was.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
so nice.
It was gorgeous.
It was very nice.
I also did like, I said I was done with Galyna, but go back to that for 1 second. Steven Sr. calls up Irina, and Irina's still crying and visibly upset. And Steven Sr. says, listen, because she said, I don't know what she needs, but she needs something, Irina. And she's worried because she's got to go back. She's got to drive 700
she's got to
miles
leave
back from wherever.
tomorrow.
Right.
The next day, yeah.
Right. So
And
he's like, listen,
I get the impression that Irina, when she talks to her mother, I think Irina thought that her mother was trying to hurt herself.
I mean,
And
yes,
that's why
I
she
didn't
was
think
scared to
about
leave the
that.
next day.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
I didn't
No,
think about that. You're right.
I totally agree with you because listen, there was no drugs or alcohol in her system, and she totaled the car, and she said she was
Right.
having a nervous breakdown,
Right.
and she was visibly upset. So I 100% agree with you, and I like that Steven Sr. said, "Listen, we're not going to leave her at her time of need,"
Yeah.
and I
And
believe
he
that.
was the right person to make that phone call.
Yes, I mean
Because
Steven
any
Jr.
of
would
the boys could have said it, but
right,
knowing that he said it,
right.
yeah.
I really listen. I
I mean,
really
just the fact that they have her on the show means that they have a lot of respect for her because they didn't have
I
to let her on. I
no,
mean, she is a good storyline, but they could have come up with something else.
especially because she did not to rehash it again, but she did that to their mom. But I'm sure we find out. I mean, on the podcast, they said that when they first told Christy about the reality TV show, she was like, "Absolutely not, don't do it."
She wasn't
So
on much the first season.
she
she
wasn't
didn't
on at
want them to do
all.
it at all.
She wasn't on at
She
all the
She
didn't
didn't
first
want them
make
to
season.
do it
one
at all.
appearance with the
Nope.
younger brother afterwards.
Nope.
I'm gonna rewatch season 1, so I'll let you know. But I don't know if she was on or not, but she definitely did not want them to do it. But the fact that they let Galyna on, yes, after what she did to their mother, I would imagine that they got the mother's blessing for that. They
Now
seem like
let me
respectful boys.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think she didn't want to be involved because of the legal issues?
Who's
Maybe.
she?
Christy.
Christy.
No, I think she didn't want to be involved because it was Steven Sr. and she hadn't seen him. And she didn't need to, that I think that's the whole reason. And I think the only reason she did come season 2 is because Steven Sr. wasn't going to be around. So she did that for her boys. That's what I think.
When they were on the first reality show, I think they were together. They
The parents.
she came back and they had the whole, let's
Yeah.
be together.
Okay, so
Right.
then we're going back to the wedding. Sorry. I'm bringing us
All right,
back.
go ahead. Bring it back. Bring it back.
Back at the
I've been
wedding.
drinking, and I have a very low tolerance because I haven't been drinking very much. So
Okay.
1 glass and I'm already tipsy.
Okay.
So just reel me in when you have to, ladies.
Okay. Back at the wedding, Alli has a shorter dress on, so she must have had a outfit change. She looks adorable.
Yeah,
that was
cute.
adorable, that second dress.
Yes.
These women have like 2, 3 dresses now
I know.
for a wedding.
Not me. I loved my wedding dress so much. I wasn't taking that thing off.
You spend all that money, why would
Exactly.
you not want to wear it the whole night? I mean, a
No.
wedding
But you wear
dresses,
it the
I
whole
don't know what they
night.
cost. Mine
Hated my wedding
got-
dress.
But don't they cost like thusand of dollars?
Well, mine was
My
$300.
dress was $800 and it was $400 to alter it. So in total,
Yeah.
$1,200.
Why wouldn't you keep it
My
on?
headpiece was like $200. Eric's like, what do you like? Where are we wearing that? Because you're not just wearing it at the fucking wedding. I can tell you that.
Did you
We're
take
gonna
the
come up with a
headpiece
whole
off?
bunch of other places for you to wear that $200 headpiece.
You kept it on all night?
Yes, I did. That shit
that
was
price, she had
shellacked
to.
in there.
No, so my wedding dress was $300 at David's Bridals and $100 to get altered because that's all I said I'm spending. That's it. That's all I'm spending. I was so uncomfortable. It was the most uncomfortable, and it shouldn't have been uncomfortable, but I just was
Not
so
when you had it
uncomfortable.
altered. Why was it? Yeah.
And you know what? I don't know. It was too big. It wasn't even that big, but I'm not used to wearing a gown. I wasn't used to wearing a gown. It had an empire waist and it had all this, and then there's like tulle in between. I just couldn't wait
Did it
to
have
get
a
the
lot
damn.
of beading?
It was all pearls on top. So for the empire
That
waist,
looks
the whole top,
uncomfortable.
it was all pearls. And then the bottom was just all satin, plain satin. But it just was this heavy, and it was June 20th. It was the hottest day of the year. It was like 100
August.
degrees. I was like,
Mine was too.
It was so uncomfortable. I was like, "What was I thinking?" Like, I couldn't wait to take that damn dress off. I wish.
You
Mine
wouldn't
was
think June
heavy.
would be that hot.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we went to the boardwalk. Like, we went to the boardwalk, we went on the horse, the carousel.
To take
I had,
pictures, right?
I had long hair. I had the hair, and I was like, "Ugh," I just couldn't wait to take it off.
I bought my wedding
Yeah.
dress at House of Magda. It costs, I don't know, maybe $20 back then. Little boutique I worked at. And I have it in my I could go get it right now. It's hanging right
Let's
in my
post
closet.
mine's packed up.
Go
I
get
I
it
was
have
gonna
right
say,
now
let's
if you
post
wanna
our
see
wedding
it.
dresses. Well, we could
Mine's
post
not
our
a
wedding
gown.
pictures.
Yeah,
Mine was
post
not a
our
gown.
pictures.
Yeah.
My wedding dress had little spaghetti straps and a little it was like beige with it was a dress I had.
Aw.
I didn't know I was getting married. My husband just like, "Let's get married, like, in a week or 2." Okay.
That's so romantic.
Aw.
Yeah.
It is romantic. And look how
Yeah.
long it lasted.
47 years.
That's it.
Yeah, until the day he
All
died.
right, we're gonna
Till
post
death
pictures
do
of
us
we're
part.
gonna post our wedding pictures.
Yes, Gina, send us a picture of you in your wedding dress so we can
I
post our.
will. I could just put it on Facebook. I usually put it on Facebook on our
You just
anniversary.
did, but when was your anniversary? Your
August
anniversary just
29th,
passed.
the
Yep.
hottest day of the year. My husband had unbuttoned his shirt and forgot to button it before we got married. So he looks, he looks like he should be in Cocaine
It's a very
Brothers
yacht
down in
rock
Miami.
picture, I can assure you of that. It's very yacht rock.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So
And you'll like this. I was smoking and I burnt my dress and it's got this little hole in it.
That's so funny.
funny.
I have a picture of me on my wedding day outside smoking a cigarette, and I have
I
my
have
whole
that
skirt.
picture.
You
I
see,
know
you
the
know the
picture.
picture.
I might have
I'm
taken
holding
that
the
picture.
side of my dress up, and I'm smoking so I don't burn my dress.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny.
I was out there. That was on a porch, right? There was like a porch there.
Yep. You
That was a
know it.
fun wedding. I never
All right.
It
danced
was a
so
good wedding.
much.
Right, we're going back to the McBee wedding, okay?
All right.
Jesse
All right.
Jesse takes off Allie's garter and he throws it, and Cole catches it, and he knows what the meaning of that is, which is good. We never saw
He
the
shot it
bouquet.
right at him.
Yep.
Yeah,
he never,
they never did the bouquet.
that's fine.
No.
Whatever.
Well, we didn't see the bouquet.
Right. We didn't see it. Then Allie and Jesse leave and they do a sparkler walkout, which I thought was kind of
I
cool.
love
I've
that.
never seen that before. I like that.
Super cute.
Likes that
Yeah.
a lot. Christy in her confessional says she doesn't know what's going to happen with Steve Sr., but tonight was a special night and they'll be there for each other because they're family. So regardless.
He gave her his vest because she was cold.
No, his jacket. I thought he gave her his jacket.
I
Yeah.
thought it was his vest.
No, I think
I
it
don't
was
think
his
he was
jacket.
wearing a jacket.
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
He just
Yeah.
he didn't have a tie on. I don't
Yeah.
remember a vest. I remember a jacket. He
Jacket.
looked
That's
nice.
what I remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I
So
didn't see anybody
I was
other
waiting for
than
Masha
the
to jump out of the bushes and attack, by the way.
Yeah. Right. So then
I'm so happy the wedding went off with no drama.
Yes. Then Jesse and Allie leave in a fully restored old square body Chevy 79. And I know what it was because Stephen Jr. talked about it, and Stephen Sr. had some guys from the farm restore it from the frame up for him, and they did it in 6 weeks.
Wow.
Looked great. It
looked
great.
awesome. It looked awesome. Looked awesome. Then we see 2 weeks later, we're back on the farm, and Steve Jr. calls up Cole and asks him and Jesse to meet him at the Gray Barn. And that's when he lets them know about the FBI investigation because they had no idea.
And they asked him how long did he know, and he said a year. So this
Yeah.
was going on probably during filming
season
of last
1.
season.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And they were pissed because Calla knew about it and they didn't. And that was
I don't blame them.
I don't blame him
I don't
either.
blame them either.
I don't blame him either. Right. Because she would use it against them because that's who she
Right.
is. That's
And
who she is.
did. She
Yeah,
did because
She did.
we knew about it and we heard her before everybody else knew. She would say snide remarks. And like Galyna too. When he was confronting Galyna about her drinking, she said, "Well, it has to do with the investigation, FBI."
Yeah, and Calla said it in the Ozarks. She was like, "You're, everybody's going to find out, Stephen."
Yeah. So after he tells them, Cole's exact words are he's scared to death. Like, because what is he going to do? Like, without his father there? 30 years without parole? That's what he's facing. I don't understand the without parole I really don't. Listen, I know, I
Because it's a
understand.
federal charge. When you go to jail on federal charges, there is no parole. If you get 10 years, you serve 10 years.
That's not true because
Yeah, it
Jen
is. I
Shaw,
know somebody just got out.
Jen
Jen's
Shaw
not
isn't
federal.
federal. Yes, she is federal.
She is?
Yes,
Yeah,
she's
but she's
federal.
not getting out early.
So,
They just reduced their
yeah, yes,
sentences.
they do.
But it wasn't parole. She's
it's
not
not
out
parole.
on parole. They reduced her sentence.
It's not
There's probably a
parole. When you
difference.
get out, you're free. You walk away. You have no unless you have local charges also. But yeah, federal is all different. I've
So
known
That's
people
probably
that
the
have been
difference.
federal. Yeah.
So, tan jumpsuits are federal prison, just so you know.
Yes.
Federal is tan. I just learned that
So
from,
he's facing 30 years without parole.
yeah.
What
Yeah,
the
but
fuck?
he'll go to one of those camps where he'll play golf and tennis.
Yeah, but still, 30 years at his age? He's my age.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting out when he's 80?
And miss those grandbabies?
Guess what? Don't steal $3 million from the federal government then.
I know. Like, what were you thinking? But,
You know?
I was thinking about this. Was this during COVID? Like,
Yes.
Well, it
because
was.
even
It was.
Maurizio was accused of doing some shady shit with the PPF loans.
But it
PPE.
wasn't a PPF
Or
loan.
PPE.
This was a no, it
PPE.
wasn't that
So this
loan. This was a
was-
farming type of a loan.
It was,
That's right. That's right. It wasn't COVID. It wasn't. That's right.
but it was for the,
you can't fuck around with that.
it was for the crop years 2018, 2019, and 2020. So it was for 3 years that
And it was $3 million.
they
Because they just-
underreported their crop is what they did. They
That's how they did it.
underreported their soybean crop. So if you don't get to a certain level, then you get insurance money to subsidize so that
I wonder how he got caught.
Probably from being on a reality show.
no, I don't know.
I
But you
bet
know
you
what?
them being on a reality show, just like Teresa, put a spotlight on him.
That's
I
what
mean,
I'm
we
thinking.
know now that that's how she and Joe Judice got caught up.
So
Got
do you
There was
think
jammed
from
no
up.
trial. There was
The
no
Joe
trial.
Millionaire? You think from the
Uh-huh.
Joe Millionaire because this was, I mean, they were already under investigation by the time they started filming this. So
yeah,
it would
so
have been
the
the Joe Millionaire.
Millionaire thing.
Because Steve Jr. went on that show as the millionaire. There were two guys.
Right.
One was a millionaire and one wasn't. And Steve was the millionaire. So you're already on there flaunting that you're Joe Millionaire. And I think, and I don't know why, just a gut feeling, no evidence. I think Steve Jr. was involved, and I think Steve Sr. pled guilty. So there was no trial, and Steve Jr. or anybody else, Tessa, whoever, he was taking all the blame.
Well,
But
I
I
don't
have
think
a
Tessa's-
So
feeling,
did you notice that Jesse asked, is it just Dad or is it all of us?
Yeah.
yes,
Did you notice he
because
asked
all
that?
of their names are on the business.
And honestly, they might have known something.
Boys, you think they
I
knew?
think
Yeah,
he
they
took-
could have known
I
something.
think he took the
I don't
blame.
think
They're
so.
very
Because there was no
involved in the
trial.
business.
Steve
I don't
Jr.,
think they're-
not
I
the
think
other
you're
ones.
right. I think he just took, he said, like, don't fuck with my boys. Just do with me whatever you got to do. I think you're right.
But I think Steve Jr. knew about it all along, only because of the role that he plays in the business.
Yeah. And Galyna could have too. Well, you
Galyna?
definitely said that before.
I think Galyna and Steven Jr. definitely knew about the books and knew what was going on. I do not think Cole or Jesse did. I don't think that they were involved in that portion of the
Probably
business.
not.
But
Just,
Galyna
Jesse
was the
looked very
CFO.
concerned.
Yeah, Galyna was the CFO.
Right.
I mean,
she was.
how
no,
more
she-
involved can you be than that?
Right.
But she's also, as a CFO, is she well, she could be.
Yeah, I mean, listen, when last week when Steven said we weren't sure what our numbers were going to be, the crop cats came in, we're going to be able to make the 6 million. But then we just read this week that they just defaulted on a loan.
I know.
So, and then that the feds are requesting 3 different watches that
It was
were
like
purchased.
$800,000 in watches
No,
or something.
One of them is worth up to $1 million. One of those
A
watches.
watch?
One of those.
Watch that you put on your arm?
Yes. 3 watches. Yes.
And they're
Yes.
trying
Why
to get
is the government requesting that?
to pay back the $3 million he stole.
Yes. Because they were purchased with that money. Mm-hmm.
These people are so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like, how
And
do you
that-
not know you're going to get caught?
That could be how they got caught, to be quite honest with you. Making big
Buying
purchases like
watches
that.
and stuff like
Y-
that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Again,
Why
like
does
I
a
said,
farmer need
that's what we know now.
Why
That
do you need
Teresa
3
Giudice,
watches?
Right.
yeah, Teresa Giudice got the spotlight put on her because some guy working for the feds' wife was watching Real Housewives of New Jersey, and she's paying $100,000 cash for furniture.
Right.
And he's like, "The fuck show is this?" And she
that's
lives where?
And he said it. This FBI guy came out and said that's exactly what happened.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's probably exactly what happened here.
Yeah. So then we see the baby's born. Blair Collins, Colin McBee. Cole in his confessional is actually crying and said when, like, he feels overwhelmed, but when he holds Blair, everything goes away, which is so sweet.
I started following Steve Sr. last year on Instagram, and all he ever posts are his 2 granddaughters. It's like,
Mhm.
that's all he cares about. He's with them, like, all the time.
So you know how on your
Ocean
social
and
media
Blair.
when you like things, your algorithm changes, right?
Yes.
So now
Mhm.
all of a sudden, all McBee stuff's coming up on my Facebook and Instagram, and that's exactly what I see, Gina. I see Steven Sr. with the babies, both
Mhm.
babies.
Yeah.
I didn't
Super
realize it
cute,
was
though.
2 different babies, but,
Yeah.
Well, one's a
Yeah.
lot bigger than the other one.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
really, I'm just swiping. I don't really like him that much that I'm gonna look at his stuff.
Because Cole's baby is almost 1. If she was born in October,
Was she?
Yeah.
The wedding was in
Yeah.
October.
Wedding was in October, so I think
but
she was born in
4 weeks later.
December. I think one was born in December and one was born in April. Right?
I thought Cole's baby was born in October.
No, I think December, but I could be wrong. I don't know the exact date.
I wanna know that because that's also gonna tell me why she wasn't a bridesmaid.
That's
Really?
why I was thinking it was October. Let's see. Cole
You guys
McBee.
really care about that way too much. I could care less. Why is that so important?
Because
I
we're
just personally
Italian.
think that that's why
Are you
she wasn't
Italian?
in it.
I'm Italian. I'm more
Italian.
Italian. I'm Italian too.
Well,
I'm not your
I'm
kind of Italian though.
we're vicious
I
Italians.
don't hold grudges. I'm
Oh.
not, I'm not your kind of Italian.
No, we're
Oh,
yeah.
Blair
baby was born
December
December
13th. You're right, Wendy.
Yeah,
December.
December. Yeah. And Summer was born in April. Summer McBee was born in April.
Yeah, no, listen, we're going to question why someone wasn't a bridesmaid. Not
Yeah,
only are we going to question it, we're probably going to talk about it the whole
The
fucking
rest
wedding.
of her life. Yeah.
We're going to give each other the eyes.
If
We're
this
gonna
was
be
in
like,
our family,
Okay,
Kelly and
so
I
you
would
know
talk
what?
about this till we were in our graves.
All right, this is
Right.
what we're going to do. So
absolutely.
this weekend, Casey, there is a town right by Gallatin, the next town over. I think it's called Hamilton. They're having this big birthday bash, and Casey's going to be there. Casey and Stephen Jr. have been working on this new beef tallow product
Oh.
for
For your skin?
for baby beef tallow.
I've used beef tallow on my face.
Yes, and it's also used for cooking. So they're going to
She
be
said
at
it's good for the baby too.
Yeah, for the baby. I think like
Yeah.
diaper rash, things like that. Anyway, we're going to go onto Instagram and we're going to DM Casey and see if she can tell us why she wasn't a part of the wedding because you bitches are not going to let it go. That's
No,
it.
we want to know. We need to know,
That's it.
Casey.
That's what we're
We
going to
need
do.
to know.
Put it
We
to
need
bed.
I
to
mean,
know. Yeah.
I don't care, Casey. I don't really care. But these two, they are not
We
going to let it go.
Yeah, we're
All right. That's what we're going to do. We're going
Listen,
to find out.
we will even talk about if somebody was a maid of honor or a bridesmaid. That could
Yeah.
also be a slap in the face.
everything's questioned.
Okay.
Everything's questionable.
Okay.
Kelly and I could do 10 hours of a podcast about our family.
100%. Absolutely.
You know what's funny? We all stayed in New Jersey and we all still see each other. We all stay in touch. We all still see each other. We have group texts.
Okay, we're approaching an hour, so I'm going to wrap this up.
Yeah, and I have to go FaceTime Kai and see how his first day of school went.
Okay. So Stephen Jr. said sentencing is scheduled for March 13th, but then they're going to push it back to May. But then it was recently pushed again to October 16th. But we know now that it was just again put because then it was September, but now it's October 16th. That's what we know today. But by the time, October 1st comes around, it could get pushed again. Jesse's scared for his dad going to jail at 51 years old. Stephen Jr. is focused on keeping his farm in the family for generations to come. He's going to have A lot of work ahead of him to do that.
Yes.
Galyna is still working for the McBee family. She started to date and has moved on from Stephen Sr.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you. Stephen Jr. and Calla have not seen each other since December, but they continue to text weekly. But that is no longer because he said on the podcast that they're not in any contact anymore and that she will not be at the event this weekend. Stephen Jr. is dating again, but hasn't been on a second date yet. Okay? It's going to be a problem, Stephen.
I think he's a player.
In case you have not made any wedding plans and he hasn't been back to Nashville. Jesse and Alli have been living together under one roof since April. That's when they welcomed their baby girl named Summer. Stephen Sr., we said this, pled guilty, insurance fraud, facing 30 years in prison without parole. So that's where it ends. They're going to continue to do their podcast and talk about what's going on in their lives and, what the events are. They'd be foolish not to pick this up. Even if Bravo doesn't pick it up, the production company could sell it to another network because
definitely
it wasn't on Bravo last year.
I know.
It was on,
that's what I'm
this
saying.
is the first year it was on Bravo.
Right.
Yeah,
so
it was on CMT or something.
They'd be foolish not to pick it back up.
Yeah, they're going to pick it up. Why would they not?
My
It's
gosh.
a hit. It's a hit.
Yeah.
So we're going to see it. We just don't know when. And we told them what we want. Maybe they'll listen to us. So until next time, thank you for watching and listening.
Thank you, ladies. And I want to thank you, ladies, very much for including me in your podcast for the McBee Dynasty because you knew what a huge fan I was. Thank you very much. And if you ever need me to fill in for somebody, I'll be happy to help you out.
We love having you, Gina.
Thank you,
I
Cousin
love you
Gina.
guys. Thank you.
We're having you.
Bye.
Bye.